Hello Earth, welcome to episode 18 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out github.com/autocorner/slow. Link is in the description, placed now. So it's been a few very crazy days at work. So I've been programming a lot, but not in Cell. So I'm trying to remember where we were before. I am using now a lot of for data logs to debug at work. And I'm quite convinced that that's a very nice way to look at data if you're looking at it textually. I just wish I would have the actual editor in a way that could support like basically a few megabytes of data, because that would be mighty useful to be able to look at a few megabytes of log data in real time in the cell editor. That would be awesome, but we're not there yet. But we're also doing other things with Cell, right? Well, soon. So I had this to-do list from the last time. So if I remember correctly, we had annotated everything we had to annotate, right? Why is it not opening in the same? Okay, yeah, it just takes way longer now because we have all the entries in the dialog. But yeah, so yeah, we're doing good. So if I look at this data, okay, yeah, that refactor with multiput will come later. So we have cell.call. Yeah. So we could implement it here with add-do, right? But do we really need to implement a hook for add-do? Like what happens if we actually just call it to there? Interesting idea. How would I do that? Let's say I can just add a test for that. Just commenting, improving the comment there. Actually, I might not need it. I can just do something like yeah, but if I call a do, well, let's just try it, but it's not going to work. Let's say I can do something like I would need to comment this out. I would just run a get. Yeah, that's never going to run anything. Yeah. No, we need to support it. And how do we support it? Well, where do we keep do? We have cell do here somewhere. So it would be, what's the operation? Operation is either defining or executing. Yeah, it would be so, and the message is everything else that is beyond the add do. here what I can do is if we can just do this, right? If the last path is not due, a call to add do should not have any extra keys. Yep. So, yep. And now for here, we would basically do I still don't remember how the results are returned by cell.do, but it will be something like definition path. Ah, ooh la la. I need to pass a literal there, right? In the definition path. Context path can be just an outermost. Actually, this is an interesting note. Let's just make it. This is also another thing that I wrote earlier today. But let me just write this one first. The top level in cell has a more literal meaning. It means that you are making calls at the outermost level of the cell in terms of context path. That means that from the top level, the context path is empty. The message, it would be interesting. If you're calling something without do, how do you pass the argument? I didn't even think of that. Okay, let's think of a use case because I'm too fried to think in abstractions. Not even a use case. An example: data in, data out, right? Why do I need add do? Isn't the lambda over the wire? I'm so fried I don't remember why we needed this. I had very good reasons for this. Oh yeah, upload as call. Send the lambda call. Upload the file. Oh, sorry. If the data is not empty. Yeah, so that the upload can be not do. Well, really what I need to do when I send an undo over the wire is I would send an undo like there's two ways of going around about this. Two ways to go about it. Send a lambda and also a message. Wah! Sure. Or just send the things you want to do without any substitution with the messages already built in. For two, you read something like you send a list. send a list. It will be 1 really just send a list. Add upload. No, it will be it would just call add upload with file blah 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 and all the stuff. And then 2 it would be like set, I don't know, the zip2 data to it would be file zip2 data, like this. And this would be a path. So it would have to be an add here. Yep. Maybe because I'm pretty fried, but let me look at something. Is it this one? Yes. So there's something that the creators of Unix were talking about, links, because this is what I just saw here, that I'm adding a link here. Really remind me of directories. There were no path names. Each file name argument to the system was a simple name. But they did have links. So through the links, basically, they're able to circumvent the lack of path names. Yeah. Directors had to be recreated from tape. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I didn't get anything concrete, except that we have path names here. But basically I'm following a lot of what these guys are doing, because there's so much here that is right. So we can just send a list. Okay, how would the list be executed? Well, before that, why do we need a special command? We want this list to be stored only in the dialog. That's what entry is asking for. Just put this stuff in the dialog and expand it. However, we don't expand the stuff that goes in the dialog, so we need to run it. It's almost like we need to put some more temporary. A lazy way to do it put it in a temporary key that is free. Wait until all things are resolved. Then copy the result to the dialog and delete the key. Beautiful. I'm super fried. It's like I love the idea, and why am I feeling this? I'm not tired, whatever. But like, I mean, like, it's still like difficult to get in there. It feels like it's I have to crawl through a long tube to do something in Cell. Well, I guess it's because I'm interfacing with it mostly through these tests that are just written like this. But maybe it's because I'm lacking words. Calls, I mean. Could be. Oops. Sorry, I need to put this song again. I'm really obsessed with it. Yeah, I mean, this would be a good mechanism, right? It's a bit confusing if it would be called add do. You know what we can do? We can just send a list. We send the list, we put it somewhere in temp, and then if it's what? If it's one single call, whatever, just send a list of one. So yeah, let's do that. I mean, why not? We can do it with just a list. If we send a list, we are going to put it in some you can call it dev null. No. And dev null is oh, come on, seriously, it's a way to delete stuff, basically. It's a virtual black hole where data disappears when written to it. Well, that's not a great. You can just store it in temp. Then we wait until things settle. Then we take the entire list together with add colon and equal and put it in the dialog. End of story. Would that work? Yeah, we can do it like that, I think. So if I look at the work, put accept a list. And the put will not create a dialog entry, so that's why it's important that this is done in this function, the dialog. Read the value back when the put is done, which is easy because this should not go here. Yeah, because it runs synchronously. Sure. And then what? What else do you want? Put it in the dialog. Delete temp. So it's gonna be doing something, that stuff. And you can even fun stuff. This list can even refer itself without you knowing where it is in that's pretty cool. And technically you can wow, this is pretty cool. Wow, this is much better than I should deserve, arriving in this mental state to the session, because you can actually do anything. You can define calls, do a lot of things, and it will all just happen. It's just another mechanism for running code that's the same of mechanism as everywhere else. If you put an access mask around it, you have a remote code execution ready. Uh-oh. Soap is back, baby. Yeah, I'm basically running the program. Just give me a list, because sequences are lists. So if you send a list without telling me to put it anywhere, we are just going to run it. If we get an error, we stop. But that's also value. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for watching.